Welcome everybody here. Good evening from my side if you're watching it live, or good morning, good afternoon if you're watching it later. And in this series, we are starting another topic once again, cloze tests, which many find difficult, many find easy. Honesty is cloze tests are difficult or easy. Sometimes they are total grammar based. Sometimes we have easy peasy options. We can identify them, solve them quite easily. Sometimes we have difficult theme, words, vocabulary, options, and they are hard to discriminate. We will discuss in this session, in the upcoming sessions, all such. Stay connected. We are going to have a blast for sure. Welcome everybody here watching it live. Thank you so much for being here. At least those who are live. Welcome Utkarsh, all well brother. Thank you so much for the concern. Last night it was horrible to be honest. Akash Purvi, Jai Shri Mahakal. Vedansh, Rohit, thank you so much brother. Much better than yesterday. I wasn't able to, I'm sorry. Thank you Neha. Good evening Manish, Saloni, Manisha, Aditya, Bubbly Muskan, Rahul, Radhe Radhe. Good evening, all of you here. Ritu, Namaskar, Radhe Radhe. Sunil sir, Pramod, Shweta, Har Har Mahadev. Welcome, Deepak, Dinesh, Paras, Ishika, Prerna, Vishali, Divya, Shivani, Gunjan, Jessica, Sham, Ram Ram, everybody here. Let's start the session without any delay. Before I start, let me mention, not promoting, there is an English medium batch, the Foundation 2.0, which has started a couple of days ago, not more than that, in which you can get access to all these. You can check if you feel comfortable. I'm just sharing information. There is another batch of mine. If you wish to study English only, you can be in this complete English batch for all SSC examinations, having live classes, practice sessions, etc. You can if you wish to. Here we go. All these topics, if you remember, we discussed in miscellaneous sessions, having 5 questions on error detection, and each of these now discussing error detection in detail, sentence improvement in detail. We'll discuss the others. Today we are here at cloze tests. When it comes to cloze tests, generally, I have said this quite a few times. I always say this: error detection, sentence improvement, voice, narration. You just need to have grammar and you can answer all such. When it comes to RC, cloze test, and parajumbles, you must have your reading skills and you can attempt these. When it comes to antonyms, synonyms, and such, vocabulary is the key. But for this guy, cloze test, all these are required. Not just grammar. Grammar is imperative, I'll show you. Vocabulary is imperative, and so is the context or the comprehension part. You are given a filler, say a lot of fillers, maybe 5 in general, maybe 10 also, and we are given options accordingly. First of all, grab the theme of the passage, what they are willing to say. It may be positive, may be negative, may change theme in between. Pick the options accordingly. Whatever you put should be grammatically correct, the foremost choice. If that is grammatically wrong, it can never be the correct answer. The second thing is vocabulary, something which is needed there. Such a word must be there. And the third thing is context. There may be a couple of words with the same meaning, but once we require something precisely in that context, we should choose that word. I think I should say this if I'm teaching this for the very first time. Once you become casual, usual to this, I need not say this again and again. The thing is, here we can have more than one correct option. This is good, that is good also. Those who have prepared, they better know. Choose the most appropriate one. This is not mathematics where we just have one answer. This is not GS where we have just one answer. We can have a couple of answers here. You need to pick the most appropriate one. Let's execute all these things with practice. Let's start. Welcome the others. Ashish, Shivani, Gunjan, Raja sir, lovely. Yes, brother. Rohit, Wrinkle, Rahul, Nitesh, Vaishnavi, Isha, Sandeep, and Yashwanti. Good evening. Welcome all of you here. Sakshi, Har Har Mahadev. Sneha. Shweta, what has happened? Please mention clearly, Shweta. Please. Okay. Yes, thank you for noticing. Prince, starting tomorrow. I wasn't well, so I couldn't start yesterday. Starting tomorrow, for sure. Every one of us. Thank you. Okay. In my opinion, I'm not making you feel biased, but in my opinion, since this is the first one here, I'll call this easy. But please pay attention to grammar first, then vocabulary if that is grammatically correct, and then at the end, the context. If that matches, your answer is most appropriate. Before that, sometimes it happens in SSC, it happens most of the times, you can eliminate the options grammatically. For example, I needed an adverb here. All the options are adjectives except this one. Need not check vocabulary and context. And the same happens for the rest of those. Let's start. Answer one by one precisely. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Step by step, one by one. I know this is quite easy because the first one should be easy to start with. So despite all the research, every one of us catches cold, and most of us catch cold. Nouns should not be repeated. We should use a pronoun instead. Talking about cold, a singular word. One. This, not demonstrating. These is a plural word. Obviously, we are talking about Ravi, he, Pooja, she, cold, it. Thank you. Everyone knows commonest is the superlative, smartest, tallest, youngest, and in superlative we use the definite article. Most will make it superfluous, more will make it awkward. No, superlatives have the definite article the. Har Har Mahadev, Palak, good evening. Thank you. Which science regularly practices surgery? Chemical science, electrical science, geological related to the earth, obviously medical science. Thank you. Just keep on this momentum, everyone. And blank space rid countries of such killing has been medical science, the subject, practice is active voice, medical science, the subject, active voice it should be, so shouldn't be passive, has been, had, the whole passage is present tense, shouldn't be past in between, has, better, have. For science, practices, that was singular, that should be singular, so not have, has. Great, everyone. Great. Killing of such absolutely, such illness, fine, such sickness, fine, such a disease, okay, ailment, not at all. Unanimously, all of you are talking about the same and you are all correct. Basically, if we talk about not just one common cold, which we can call illness or sickness, but they are talking about all such, that means related to this also, including illness, that will be a disease, including sickness will be a disease, any ailment can also be a part of disease. So one common word, the most appropriate, representing each one of these. Thumbs up to all of you. Jessica, absolutely. The plague and such can be not can be, a disease. Perfect, Jessica. Shikha, but they are also talking about typhus, plague, and they are not ailments. Plague, if you remember, is a disease. Jessica, that was impressive. But the common cold is difficult, but the setback, but the hitch hiking, the difficulty, maybe the problem of common cold. They are talking about the same problem throughout the passage. Welcome, Deepika. Good evening. Right. But the problem of common cold is difficult and blank space is to be done. Divya, in the previous session we had the same. You have the subject which must be singular, capable of taking is after that. Few is used for plural nouns. Little is yet to be done. That means nothing is yet to be done. Once you are saying this is difficult, that means we should do stuff to remove the difficulty. We can't say little representing zero. Many takes a plural verb, much the only subject taking a singular verb. Yup. Thank you. It is known that a cold blank space caused by, all of you are correct, is caused by cold. Being the singular subject, once again, are, were, the passage is not past, not past. By one of the number blank space, the running topic, Rohit. Neha, few, zero, little, zero. Number of viral infections. Today, we shared a reel on this channel discussing a number of and the number of. Plural noun, plural verb, plural noun, singular verb. You can give it a watch. Thank you, Paras. Yes, was talking about the same. A number of versus the number of. Thank you so much for the support. So a number of infections, the number of infections, the fixed preposition I think we know or we should know. And the last but not the least one, affect the lining of the and the other passages leading to the lungs. The lining of the blank space or the passages are the ones. What leads to lungs? Tongue leads to lungs. Nose, ears, eyes. Just a sec. Now context comes into existence because grammatically tongue is noun, nose is noun, ears is noun, eyes is noun. All of these are correct. Vocabulary, fine, we are talking about the parts of body, all of these are correct. Now context comes into existence. You are talking about common cold. And if you talk about cold, I don't think so it is going to be a part of eyes, which leads to lungs. Ears leads to lungs. Tongue leads to lungs. Just the nose leads to the lungs and a part of common cold as well. This is context. That was grammar. All done. Okay. Objections, heartily welcome. Another one. Breath. There was another one remaining? No. Thank you, everyone here. Turkey. Should I check? Yep, Turkey. For the bird also, for the nation also, Turkey. Okay, Paras, gotcha. Isha, Nancy, thank you for the words. Thanks for the presence. Be safe, focus on traveling. Done. Akash, thank you. Elite, Rohit it is. Elite. Let me check precisely. Is that elite A or elite A? Super elite. British says elite. I. Vowels, the phonetic symbols, and that's the pronunciation here. If I write in Hindi, those who understand, because you have asked, small pronunciation, stress, the long one, elite, elite it is. Paras, God bless you, beta. Thank you. Yagesh, good evening. Done? Okay. Let's go straight, but step by step, carefully. We shouldn't commit a mistake. Let's go. Come on. Lakshmi, good evening. ZPT, good evening, brother. 25 years ago, while traveling and teaching in Turkey, Nepal, Iran, he noticed, probably she or he, noticed she, self-sufficient disabled people blank space about their daily business using donkeys. Pragta, good evening. Um, People here, this is sheer grammar. If you remember, verbs of sensation either take a V1 after them or an ing after them. Remember this? I saw him come. I saw him coming also. If you have gone through the non-finite section, participles and gerunds, I saw him come, I saw him coming. I heard him say something, I heard him saying something, and such. Same happening here. So 25 years ago, traveling and teaching in this, she noticed people, self or sufficient disabled people, doing something. Just ing must be here. We don't have a bare infinitive. No infinitive, no third form, no V2, a finite verb after the object. Impossible. Just the first one. Grammar, everyone. Using donkeys. Thank you. This is grammar once again. Level up. If you remember, infinitives are used to show purpose. Let me show you. Why did you go there? Why did you go there? I went there to see you. I went there to see you. So that's the reason I went there. They use donkeys. Why? To do this, to carry pots. Infinitive. Grammar. Pans and other wares to be sold. Okay. She later returned to the US. Gunjan, the donkeys coming back from the US. Jessica, the donkeys coming back to the US and working on a master's degree. Wow! So educated donkeys. Nancy, Purvi, Jessica, Nitish, Saloni, Bubbly, Ruchi, Muskan, Gunjan, the donkeys coming back to the US and working on a master's degree. My goodness, I want to meet those donkeys. Vedansh. No, Prerna. How can you commit a mistake such? Prerna, stand up. They will refer to a plural noun. The plural noun out there is donkeys. And how can donkeys come back to the US? They may, but how can they work on a master's degree? Probably someone who noticed all these people. I don't know her gender, but later on in the passage, I realized you're talking about some female. She came back to the US and worked on a master's degree. Ruchi, all of them won't be working on a master's degree and they are getting noticed, people. They are not doing anything. She noticed people doing this. All of them won't be coming back to the US and working on a special degree. Later on, the passage is not talking about all the people. Ruchi, is that okay? Later on, the passage is not talking about the donkeys or the people, but the passage is talking about her. She ran into fierce resistance. Okay? Objections welcome. Thank you. Next. She returned to the US. Why did she return to the US? She returned to the US. Why? The same reason once again. To begin, hold on. She returned to the US to begin work on a master's degree. Fine. The only option left over here. The same reason once again. I thought work is verb here, but that's a noun form. Begin work, started work on a master's degree. Now she's saying, I blank space hard. What can be done to do this and that and that? I supposed She is working on a master's degree. You shouldn't be supposing such. She felt, she assumed. What can be done? I think we can do this. I think we can do that. Divyanshi, feel is something like it's hot. I can feel that. You are sad. I can feel that. But what can I do? I think we should do this. Not I feel we should do this. I think we should do this. GPT, think. No problem. Take your time. This is the first session, not the only session. We will have many such. How to get such a blank space out of... Thank you. Thank God you're not saying donkeys. You were so obsessed with the donkeys out there, for which you said they. Sandeep, थोड़ा सा इधर भी पार्सल कर देना एक पूड़ी. Men, maybe, but the passage defined some people she noticed. So what can be done for such people, the disabled one? No gender specific noun here. People. Not specially men. Absolutely. Getting jobs, obviously people getting jobs. Blank space, it came to me. I thought hard about what can be done to do this, and it came to me. Dogs, says Bergen. Obviously, we have a conjunction. I think we should do this. I thought of this. I thought of doing this. And I realized, and it came to me when it comes to dancing and such. Obviously, in the same tone. No opposition such. Thank you. And it came to me. And I realized, and I came to know, and I came across. Yep. Dogs, says her. Blank space today is the originator of the service dog. Harsh, no, brother. If you pay attention, comma, separation can only be allowed to who and which. That cannot take a comma separation. People who are there, who will be there in the 9 p.m. session, I'll ask you once again, remember the evening class? Comma separation cannot be there with that. See you in 3 hours. So the girl, someone who noticed she, and for a person we don't use that basically, which, no, not the objective case. She is the subjective case must be here. Who is the originator of the service dog? Thank you. Jai Hind, army lovers. God bless you, brother. Service dog, that's a good one, but you can eliminate, I think. Amrita, that's a perception, impression, assumption, concept. Great. Obviously, who brought this concept of having a couple of cameras in the same mobile phone? Samsung. Who brought this concept of having a portrait mode in a mobile phone? Apple, and such. Bringing such concepts. A service dog, perception is the only thinking of your mind. So that's not a perception. Some practical, what should I say, execution shouldn't be perception. No impression, assumption, she executed that. That was a concept she thought of. Har Har Mahadev, Pradeep. Vaishali, I am helpless. I can't. If she says one a couple of lines, I can. Not completely. I'm sorry for that. Saying hello to her from my side. And last but not the least, she ran into fierce resistance. Um, Great, Purvi. Okay. She got resistance. That means people were opposing her, and she got resistance from those people, from these people, from you, from me, from her. The source she got objection from. She got resistance from. Okay. I think this one was totally grammar and a little common sense. This one was slightly better. Grammar also, context also, because if I talk about the ninth one, concept is noun, perception is noun, impression is noun, assumption is noun. All of these are grammatically correct. What about the vocabulary? Fine. You have to pick or consider context in general. So keeping all these things, we can make our cloze test perfect. Let's have something better now. I'm not saying difficult, I'm saying slightly better. Have a look. Objections welcome. Something such. I think that's not in the options, so there'll be something else. Utkarsh, Kunjan, absolutely. I don't remember, to be honest, what the answer is, but you are absolutely correct. Till then, we have to bear these consequences. Perfect, hey dear. Stage is yours. We all experience and understand that the current times are not safe. One has to be on a blank space guard against unfriendly elements. Slightly better, if I say. Not that easy to eliminate. And tomorrow also, in the very next session also, I will show you the same. Easy peasy ones, moderate ones, some difficult ones also, because SSC puts the same. Some easy, some moderate, few difficult also. Yes, you are correct. Today's time is the changing one, and for which we have to be on a blank space guard against everything. Constant, fine. We have to be vigilant constantly. We can't be just for a couple of days I was vigilant, now I can be the way I am. No, you have to be active 24/7. 24/7 you have to be active. Varying, fine, but we have a better choice, the adjective. Fickle is verb. You need to have the participle or the adjective form is grammatically correct. Incorrect. Terminable, no one is talking about terminating anything such here. We have to be active constantly. So constant, guard, continuously, and such. Yep. Next. As we move towards the golden age on the planet, a blank space of forces have surfaced. Amrita, no. The passage is not saying very few negative forces are there on this planet. Portion, fraction, a limited amount of. No. Neha, thank you. No, Sandeep. The passage started this way. Context now. Grammatically, all are fine. Context now. We experience the current times are not safe. In general, we have to be active constantly. As we move forward, a blank space of forces have surfaced. That means many such have surfaced. If they are few or a few, we shouldn't be active constantly. How would you say not safe? N number of many such. Handful will be very small, Divya. Just like hand and full. In Hindi, people who understand mutti bhar. And handful is going to be a very small amount of something. Quickly. No, I wasn't watching India versus England in the previous class. I can show to all of you. Vedansh, once you search on Google now, remember the classes? India are the winners of World Cup 2011. India are the winners of World Cup 2000. Australia are the winners. India left World Cup. So I was teaching SV in the previous one. And I did show them something that I request all of you to notice. Pay attention to the verb. India blank space champions. This is Google. I'm not doing this. You can check in your phone also. I was teaching this. Pay attention to the verb. India blank space champions. You can check this in your phone also and you will have the same. So that was something I showed today in the previous session, the 5 to 6 one, the foundation batch. I was saying, Divya, handful. And that is just a small amount of something that you can hold in one hand, which is going to be very small. And we have to be active, shouldn't be very small. A little, handful, multitude of, and number of negative forces are there. Next. GPT, thank you. Next. It is by bringing them to the surface that the divine forces can put them to an end. It is like the blank space that surfaces. Whoa. But I'm not aware of the meaning of the word. Oh, Sandeep. It is like the blank space that surfaces when we boil rice in water, sugar in water. Okay. Vaishnavi, look at the sentence. The author has marked something that surfaces, that means comes up. When you boil sugar in water, okay, fine. I was making tea, I can boil sugar in water. The next line, didn't we notice? Which is ready to be removed from the top so that what we get is blank space of the impurities. Something that you can remove should be a negative word here. How can you remove the base? Can we? Yagesh, na brother. No, Sandeep. Look at the sentence. They themselves are making it clear. Otherwise, we can't just understand their perception. Purvi, the first elimination. No. Assets, for me, grammar stands first, is a plural word. Purvi, come here. Assets can be removed. You have a laptop, you have a house, you have a car. Sir, remove that. Assets are something which are worth. You can't remove that. The first thing. And the second thing is assets grammatically is a plural word. The next antecedent must be singular because your verb has an SES after that. Grammatically wrong. Contextually wrong. Come on, base cannot be there. Core, the central part, cannot be removed. Everyone here. Scum is actually the dirt. After elimination, you could have answered, that's the dirt. Dirt. And of course, dirt can be removed. Everyone's so silent here. On the very first day, we are silent. Remember, SSC asks easy peasy ones for sure, but sometimes they ask the difficult ones also. Kindly eliminate. Ruchi, yup. Intel Core i5 bought under 40,000. A dirty substance on the surface of a liquid. Scum. Some dirt. You can eliminate things, can't you? Assets cannot be removed. Base cannot be removed. Core cannot be removed. I don't know what this is, but that can be removed. Done. Next. Crust and core. Yep. That's great. Utkarsh. Perfect, brother. Amrita. Neha. A fixed preposition devoid of, that means free from the impurities. Full of. But we are removing the dirt to make the solution full of the impurities or free from the impurities. No. Sufficient. No. Sated. Satisfy. Satisfy. Not the appropriate word here. We want to remove the impurities, devoid of the impurities. Thumbs up. And the last but not the least one, bear the consequences. Thumbs up. Face the music. Bear the consequences. I know I'll have to take responsibility of this. I'll have to bear the consequences. I'll have to bear the expenses. Perfect. Will take some time. Till then we have to refuse the negative consequences. Negativities throw away. Shun is to avoid. Bear. Till the moment we can't remove all these impurities, we have to bear with them. Isn't that a good one? Thank you. Objections welcome. Oh, don't look at the options first, please. Please just go through the passage. Don't feel biased. I request you to. Yagesh, that's a verb in English. Fickle. We need an adjective here. Changing. Fickle is also an adjective. That was something new to me. Thank you, Yagesh, for asking. I'm not thanking myself, but still, that's my habit of checking things live. Beneficial for you for sure, but beneficial for me also. It's an adjective. Whoa. For the first time, I'm coming across this, to be honest. Always changing. Wait a sec. One has to be on a fickle guard, changing guard. Nah, changing won't be relevant here. We have to be active constantly. We shouldn't be changing. I must be alert 24/7, constantly, actively, continuously, not changing and such. Thank you. Utkarsh. Tractor. Thank you, Nancy, for calling it stimulating. Thank you. Yeah, that's a good one. If fantasies could be real, we might have wanted a cutoff at which we can block out all the stress, but that's impossible. Of course, we have we are suffering from chronic stress. There is no escape from stressful circumstances. For a student, he has stress, has to study pretty much. Once you get the job, you have to work there in order to have money and resources. You have to work constantly throughout your life. So we have such stressful circumstances throughout our life. We can't shift cities, terminate relationships, resign from jobs, restrict social connections, or anything such, and wait for ideal stress-free conditions to come our way. But we can change the way we deal with stress. Manish. uh, I'm sure your hard work will give you more than 150 or more than 145. Keep on working hard for that. Done? Okay. Step by step concentration, please. Sandeep. If fantasies could be real, we might have wanted an blank space cutoff point at which we can instantly block out all stress. Elimination is the key. Elimination is the key. Assume this cutoff is something that you all know. This year the cutoff was say 153, 52.9, the revised one at the end, or before CGL tier 2. If I get 153 plus marks, I'll be in. I will be able to appear in tier 2. If I get less than that, I'm out. So feel about the hypothetical situation. That's also the subjunctive mood here. If fantasies could be real, we might have wanted a cutoff point at which we can instantly block all the stress. Just clicking it, stress got blocked. Inbuilt for us, for me, for you, for him, for her, and such. Fine. Superficial is a negative word. No, not that important. We needed that importantly. Extrinsic will be the outward one. Intrinsic could have been okay here. Extrinsic belongs to the outer world, but we wanted to have something for us. So that's not going to be extrinsic, should have been intrinsic. Incidental, accidental, no. Common cutoff that I wanted. Always. Yep, inbuilt. Next. But blank space, restless mind, and ego that cannot take defeat, make sure we keep worrying about all kinds of difficulties, including the significant, imaginary ones. But a blank space, restless mind. Thank you. All of you are correct. The passage itself says no escape from stress. We can't shift. We have to deal with it constantly. A constantly restless mind. Distant? No terms of distance here. Instantly? I think out of context. Discrepancy? Discrepantly? Distinct one? Constantly stressful mind. Restless mind. Yep. Next. Including the significant. Some of the options have been made difficult, right? The significant, the important. The not important ones, call them the trivials. I think you know, not important. This is out of context related to the floods. This is out of context. I think it doesn't exist in English. And convivial is going to be friendly. The important, not important, at least they exist. And sometimes the imaginary ones, they don't exist. We are worried about that also. Saloni, absolutely the important ones and the not important ones also. We can't shift cities, terminate relations, resign from jobs, restrict social caliber, potential, calibration. Yes, Jessica. Not important, little important. Harsh, I didn't get you, brother. Which one? Please ask. Calibration? Not at all. Deception is a negative word here. Social what? In nation, social connections, social interactions, social communications. Promote. We can change the way we deal with stress and we blank space. Yes, of course, perceive perception. Fine. Thank you. We see, we observe, we perceive, we notice, we perceive. Archive is the, if you remember, place where public documents or government documents are kept. I don't remember retrieve, to be honest. Contrive is to do something with a lot of skills and efforts. Not at all related here. We see stress, we perceive, we observe, we notice, we pay attention to stress, we deal with stress. Finishing things on a higher note today. Time's up. Resuming tomorrow. Thank you so much. I hope that was a very beneficial session. Starting with the easy peasy ones. That's how we'll start learning. The, one, this, cold. Obviously not in ears or eyes or tongue, nose. Some better ones. Some better ones and a very good one. I hope that was a good one. Trivial, not important, Harsh. हिंदी में कहूँ तुच्छ, जिसका कोई importance ही नहीं है, is trivial, trivia. Thanks a lot for being here. Bye bye. Take care. Be safe. See you pretty soon. If you are new here, subscribe to the channel. Stay connected, and we will have many sessions such. Thanks a lot for your presence. See you in the next session. Thank you so much for being here, everyone. Heartily. Thanks a lot for your comments. Ruchi, Nitish, Divyanshi, Pradeep, Jessica, Arti, Prayakta, Kalpana, Isha, Sandeep. Thank you so much, brother. Amrita, Akash, Vaishnavi, Shubh Sainkal Mahodaya. It's not the Windows 98 who is saying this today. Yashwanti Purvi, thank you so much. Jai Mahakal. Devya, thanks a lot. Arti, Sandhya, Wrinkle, Pramod, Vedansh, Babli, Devya, Manish. Yes, Aditya, I will, brother. Drop me a message, please. Thank you, Shweta, Vaishali, Saloni, Prerna, Vaishnavi, Yagesh, Manish, Sakshi, Lakshmi, Muskan. Great, Radhe Radhe, Muskan. Thank you, Neha. Harsh, next session I think will be on Friday, if I'm not wrong, here at YouTube on Friday for free. I think I know you. No problem if I don't. If you are on the SSC Super Elite, if you are on the paid platform, see you tomorrow in the evening at 5 for another session in that batch. Here on YouTube, I think on Friday. Thank you. Vishali, Sneha, Manish. Yes, brother. We need 35 more marks. Yep. Thank you, Beta. Paras, thank you so much. Thank you. Kshama. Thank you. You too. Kshama. Romix Chutti. Saloni, thank you. Okay. Bye-bye. Take care. Be safe. See you pretty soon, everyone here. God bless you. Be safe. Thank you. Valga Valamudan Tambi. Thank you, GPT. And Manish, always respectful to your words. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot. Saloni, if I be honest, हाँ, you are asking in Hindi, so talking to you in Hindi. But I think अभी शायद alternate basis पर है, जो भी रहेगा class रहेंगी, ठीक है? Don't worry about that. अभी शायद alternate basis पर है, आप तो next class scheduled देख लेना. अगर आज है, obviously है, हो गई, fine. कल की होगी, मिलेंगे, नहीं तो परसों 100% होगी, ये मुझे पता है, पक्का. So not sure about their uh, repetition of frequency, but for sure we will have these classes for free either on a regular basis or alternatively. Radhe Radhe from my side to Vishali. ठीक है Saloni? See you in the next one. Thank you.